I don't know if Dundalk guy would make that observation.
Yeah. I ain't never been on a train. Too many different kinds of Mexicans on there, yo. They got too many different types, yo. Too many flavors, yo. I know about Puerto Ricans and I know about Mexicans, and that's it, yo. I ain't learning no Uruguayan motherfuckers, yo.
It's always funny when they have like with dumb shitheads like that. Always have like one or two really funny lines.
Oh yeah.
Because then you're like, how dumb are you?
Yeah.
Clearly.
Well, that's Walt basically. Remember?
Oh
Walt
yeah, Walt.
Ostrowski?
Oh man, yeah, yeah. So we bring up like I don't want to call him a shitty comic because for where he is. And
yeah, he's shockingly talented.
He murders. He fucking murders.
This Dundalk, just Walt Ostrowski, bro.
Yeah. The guy looks like a fucking Twitter egg with a goatee. If you put a goatee in the middle of the Twitter egg.
And then you give him a Ravens hat and camo Ravens pants.
The first time I met this guy, we did a show together in Federal Hill at some bar, one of those Color Me Funny shows.
Oh, yeah.
And I go into he used the bathroom before me, and I go into the bathroom after him. And he had taken a shit and not flushed.
Oh.
And it was just steakums floating in the toilet.
Yeah, I'm just going to do it like it's at my house. I'm going to do it house style, take a dump. And but now, hold on. Not only did he not flush, no toilet paper next to the turd. So he just had shitted and then...
He went dry?
Yeah.
That's a lot of
I'm going commando. That's not what commando means, Walt.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it Rambo style.
Oh, hell yeah.
How did you not call this podcast The Baltimore Boys?
The Baltimore Bad Boys?
Because Cumtown is the best podcast name.
We wanted to have a lot of
Also, the theme wasn't going to be
appeal.
Walt Ostrowski every single fucking week.
It should be, though. You guys should do a fucking homage to him every
deep
time.
dive. We do get pretty deep into a shitty Baltimore comedy.
Yeah, we did. We mentioned Tom Myers on the first one. We apprised a bunch of people of the great Tom Myers.
Dude. If you don't know about Tommy Myers, we won't cover it now. We'll
we
talk
already
off
did that
air.
one.
Oh, yeah.
But he's one of the best, dude.
Yeah, Tom might be the best shitty comedian.
Oh yeah, I put him up against anybody shitty comedian. Was there anybody in like Denver?
I didn't start.
Oh, you started in Arizona,
Tucson.
right? Yeah. Who?
Yeah,
there
was this Mexican dude that was from the South Side that he'd just get up at the open mics and he'd go, "Yo, white people, they always be like spitting, like, and he would murder. And he wouldn't be saying anything. I think his name was Smiley or something. He'd be like,
of course, his name was Smiley.
He goes, white people are always just like, die fucking spit. And it was fucking annihilate. Dude, it would annihilate.
They always have names like Smiley, and they always have airbrush T-shirts.
Oh, yeah.
Smiley Spider just got shot, isn't it?
Dude, there was a spider where I grew up. He was like that, but he was like So here's the weird thing about Denver. It's Mexico.
Mm-hmm. right.
But only 200 years of whiteness.
Right.
So there's a lot of Mexican
Over
people
top.
there. And there's a surprising amount of black people in Aurora. Oh, my door's opening.
What do we got?
Oh, hey, guys. But there's this kid, Pueblo is like a huge Mexican city in Colorado.
Okay.
Pueblo, Colorado.
Really?
And this kid, Jerry Garcia, moved to Aurora when we were in middle school. And he was like straight, stereotypical cholo. Like blood in, blood out. Had the unibrow, hair slicked back, always wore wife beaters. Was oddly muscular in 8th grade.
Yeah.
Like man body in 8th grade.
Yeah. Those kids that hit puberty at like 4.
And he had a mustache. He had like the little shimmy mustache. He was like super into like fingering girls. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, what am I into yet? Fingering girls.
No, but he would be like, dude, I'm telling you, man, like Lauren's pussy gets all wet and shit. And I just had a big head, and I was like, I want to see boobs. I just want to see their boobies. Their lady parts scare me.
Yeah, dude, there were these kids were just talking in gym class in 8th grade, and they were like talking about fucking a girl.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I was doing the cartoonish like leaning over way too close. They were talking about sex, and they were like, "Hey, yo, he listening, yo, he listening. He ain't never fucked, yo." And I was just humiliated in gym class. I was like, "Whoa, no, I'm not listening. I've never." And the girls laughing at me like, "Yo, you
dude.
ever fuck, yo?"
It's funny when you see like a lot of black dudes are much more liberated sexually than white dudes. Like, yeah, I ran a train with on that bitch, and then the guys would be like, I would never be in a room with another man.
Yeah, but then they're homophobic. in
Yeah,
different
that's
ways.
what's
They're
weird.
like, I don't eat pussy because the penis went in the pussy at one point.
Like, dude, you were touching your boy as you banged.
yeah,
Your balls were
no.
clacking together like one of those fucking.
Yeah.
What are those machines called? Those endless motion, perpetual motion machines.
Oh, you're
Wow,
trying
dude, that's such a smart reference.
The balls clacking like those are pretty funny.
Oh, those things. Oh, the Newton
Newton machines.
Newton
yeah.
balls. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember in 6th grade, this girl, Mikey L. Biggie just came out. Ready to Die just came out,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like 11, and I was like trying to be cool.
Yeah.
But I still wanted to go home and play with my X-Men action figures.
Of course.
Like I was like waiting to get home to be like, I'm gonna set up a fort on the stairs. I'll probably turn the couch into Magneto's lair. Don't know if I'm really.
Did you actually like do that with the action figures and toys? Because I remember like toy commercials as
Hell
a kid.
yes.
The kids were always like setting up scenarios with the toys, and I'm like, who actually does that?
My dumbass.
Really?
I did it too. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even have I didn't do action figures ever,
So
but I can't imagine. I didn't have an imagination.
Well, I think you did. I just think you have the emotional range of a lizard.
That's
You
true.
just never.
Your action figures just murdering each other. That was the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was just.
Or it was just a trial for a murder that happened. You didn't even get the joy of like smashing your action figures into each other. You're just doing like a high-ranked, high-pressure OJ-like trial of Wolverine. All I'm saying is, if the blades do not come out of his hands, he clearly did not do it.
He's just shredding the glove with his claws.
There you go, bub. But I was in 6th grade, and Mikey L was like, I did that thing where, and this is a life lesson I should have learned that day, but it didn't stick until I was about 28. But I go, oh yeah, that new Biggie album. It's awesome. She goes, is he a person or a group? And I go, got me stuck.
Oh, so you were just
Because it was
talking
Notorious
out of your ass.
B.I.G. And I was like, there's no indication of singular or plural. I was like,
She said, "Is he a person?" Though.
I know I'm dumb. No, she goes,
all right.
is that a group or a person? That's what she said.
Oh, she was checking you.
Yeah, she checked me. She
Yeah.
caught me. I go, it's a guy. She goes, okay. And I go, that's the right answer? She's like, you don't know Biggie. I was like, no, I don't know
Oh, can I
Biggie.
please finger you?
I just want to go play with my X-Men. But then when Jerry Garcia moved into town and he was fingering all those pussies,
That's right.
one day in 8th grade, my best friend Byron was like, hey, Jerry Garcia, where's the rest of the Grateful Dead? Wasn't even a good zing.
Right.
Yeah.
But you just don't disrespect like a young cholo like that.
Yeah.
Dude, he lit Byron up with like 6 punches quick. Like, turns out he was fucking a Golden Gloves champ out of Pueblo. So he just fucking blasted him. Everyone was like, dude, the 2 toughest kids in my school that were Mexican were both Golden Gloves fighters. And they were like John Casados and Jerry Garcia.
Jeez.
One time there was a straight mini race war where this black dude named Carlton, who's in prison, get Carlton out of prison.
Free Carlton.
Free
Free
Carlton,
Carlton.
everybody.
Jerry, or John Casados. It was John Casados, Carlton, and this Asian dude named Solomon, and they all fucking fought. And everyone was like, "This is crazy."
It was a 3-way fight.
Yeah, but it was like all minorities.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then the
All the
white
white
teachers
kids were
can't
just-
step in. They don't know what to do.
They can't.
They probably orchestrated it somehow.
They were
They didn't
betting
like
on it.
me because that day I wore a fucking crown, and I just sat at the edge and I did the sideways thumb, and then I gave him the thumbs down.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, man, I feel like this white dude's controlling all this. That's my evil intention. Race wars.
Do you think-
Race
Do you
wars.
think different minority groups would team up if there was a real race war?
Oh,
yeah,
for
Patrice
sure.
has that bit.
Does he?
Yeah. where he
Whoops,
says,
my
like,
bad.
So you're a hack.
Yeah, I
So
am.
way to be a hack on
Fucking
your own.
hack.
But no, I think it would.
I'm
it would-
deleting this one too, dude. We're getting Adam back. We're bringing Adam back.
Bring Adam back.
Yeah.
I think it would be. Yeah, I think it would be like Asians would go with white people.
Mm-hmm.
Mexicans would go.
Mexicans would team up with the blacks, right?
Yeah, I think Mexicans and like Indians.
Ooh, no, Indians.
That'd be 50-50. You don't know which way they go. Because, dude, I'm in Midtown. I see a lot of, like, young Indian kids, and they're just, like, they act black. Like, they drop the
They,
Push
N-bomb.
comes
they
to
do
shove,
it. They
though.
act black in the way
They drop the N-bomb.
They act
Push
black
comes
in
to
the way
shove,
the
they're
white
going white.
guys act black. See, we don't have wiggers anymore. Indians stole that from us. So they're
They
like
culturally
Asians
appropriated
stole that
our
from
cultural
no,
appropriation.
because the Indians, because they're all their families are like affluent. All their families
Yeah.
are like doctors that make millions of fucking dollars. So they're rich kids. All the
Every
Indians
single Indian.
are rich kids. No, pretty much, dude. Like the average income for like an Indian family in America is like $100,000.
Nice.
That's the average.
But
yeah.
Get it.
But no, they stole Wiggerdom from it because there aren't anymore. They don't have them.
There's
Dundalk.
dude. I don't know, man. I think you got to go.
No, that's just
you gotta
like
go
a
to the
clothing
strongholds.
style. Yeah,
Dude, I'll tell you this: Northern California, like Podunk, Northern California,
yeah.
like some good Colorado trash.
But
Yeah.
I mean, like a guy that's like, nah, I'm saying, nah, I mean, like one of
Yeah,
those.
yeah,
those
yeah.
guys are still.
Very few. But
No,
you
but
can
you're
find
right though.
them.
As a culturally though,
Culturally,
there's
it's
way
gone.
more
Yeah.
like Indian dudes doing that right now, and just Indian people in general. South Asian, I would say.
There was a kid that I remember from middle school that would walk around with like a very affected pimp limp, like that from class to class.
Remember
There was a terrifying white
and people
kid
were
in
like,
my-
"That's just how he is. That's his thing."
There was
and
a
it's
kid
like
I
I
don't
guarantee you, he's not doing that now at whatever bank he works at.
I don't even want to say this guy's full name because he was legitimately terrifying.
Yeah.
His name was Andy, and he used to wear. I don't want to say his full name. He wore Afro sheen in his hair. That's how big of a wigger he was.
Yeah.
Straight up. He'd be like, "What's up, dog?" But he was also a live wire.
Yeah.
That's why when Chappelle put out "Killing Him Softly" and he did that joke,
Yeah, the
about,
joke
let me tell you
about
about
the-
the most dangerous motherfucker in them groups.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately, I thought of Andy. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I know who that is, and that he's fucking crazy,
Yeah.
dude. Spider. We were talking about Spider. That's how it all got started.
yeah.
Yeah.
One night, me and my friend Mike and Byron are sitting on Mike's driveway, right? And we're just hanging out. Suburbs, upper middle class neighborhood,
Right.
middle class to upper middle class neighborhood, straight up suburbs. And we're sitting there, and this fucking Cadillac just comes rolling down and takes a hard corner. And Byron goes, "I think that's Spider's Cadillac." And I was like, "Yeah, but where's Spider going?" He was going up the street towards our friend Joel's house. All of a sudden, the Cadillac just fucking turns around, flips a bitch, and starts driving towards us. And we're like, "Well, this is kind of getting weird."
Right.
Fucking across the street, over the street, up the driveway. We're like, ah! We just take off, go around the side of the house to Mike's house, jump the fence, get into his house, and shut the sliding glass door and lock it. And fucking Spider and Andy are just at the door, fucking beating on it. We're like, ah! And then
Wait, why were you afraid of them?
because they were going to kick the shit out of us.
For what? What did you do?
I don't know.
Just
They
for
just started
fun?
running at us, dude.
Oh,
They just
shit.
broke out at us. We were going to stand there and be like, let's figure out what's going on.
Right.
These
Yeah.
two dangerous dudes. And they chased. Obviously, they were going to try to fuck us up.
Holy
They chased us
shit.
in the backyard. Dude, it was so crazy because it was one of the things where I ran in the house being like, yeah, we didn't have to do that. And I looked and I was like, yeah. They were, like, they were there. Like, yeah.
there was like this guy that was like a wig that I remember when I was a teenager.
A wig.
Yeah. Because that's you get to say that word. So
Yeah.
I want to fucking.
You're really gonna get your money's worth out of it.
Yeah, definitely. So no, but he one of the and he's like a dumb guy that had like a great line.
Yeah.
And it's still one of the funniest things I've ever heard. We're like sitting around like a table, and some like these two girls were talking about like IQs or whatever, and one of them was like, "Well, my IQ is 120, so that's like really smart," and the other one's like, "Oh, really? Because mine's 121." And they're like, they're like doing that back and forth. And this kid who's, white bandana, white fitted cap, like big white T-shirt, where they dress like black guys, but then the clothes all have to be white. Like they have like the white Air Force Ones.
So it makes them all look super pale.
Yeah. Well, they have to match their skin tone. They just do like a fucking, like where they take like Sub-Zero and make him Scorpion.
Yeah.
So they look like a black guy, like they just changed. They do that, where it's like the alternate outfit.
Yeah.
in
Where you were
fucking
like,
Mortal
oh, dude, check
Kombat.
this out. This guy's got a white guy filter. Oh!
Yeah. Yeah, so he's sitting there
Light
at the
blue,
table.
too. They like a lot of light blues.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Carolina Blue, baby. He's Tar Heels.
He's sitting there at the chair, like as completely slouched as possible, with
Yeah.
his like pants basically pulled down to his ankles, like he's fucking, just as relaxed as possible. And they're talking about IQs, and he goes, "Man, I ain't even gonna bring my IQ up because y'all wouldn't even believe me if I told you." And I was like, "What's your IQ?" And he's like, 472.
What a dipshit.
Dead serious.
What a dipshit.
472.
What a dipshit.
I was like hyperventilating.
Yeah.
I think because they delivered it in a way where it was like the funniest fucking.
Was he trying to be funny or was he trying
No, he was dead serious.
Oh yeah, all those dudes.
He was dead serious.
All those dudes thought they were so smart.
Yeah, no, he was going to. I remember he was always like, I work for BMW, man. I make 6 figures. I work for BMW. And he was like a detailer at like a BMW dealership.
Dude, that's so funny. I totally forgot about those kids that would brag about adult stuff.
Yeah,
There was this white girl who was a wigger. And she reached out to me on Facebook.
Nice.
Because she saw me.
Recently?
Yeah, she saw me on Showtime. And so she was like, oh my God, you doing things. And I was like, you're in your 30s.
Yeah.
You're still doing this? You're in your 30s. She was like hot. I'll show you a picture of her. She was hot, but she would just fuck with like thugs. Like hardcore thugs.
Right.
And she, we were in math class, and it's so funny you bring that up, and people just straight lying. Cause she go, yeah, my dad owns Bally's. And I was like, what?
Did the company go out of business?
Yeah.
But this was back when they were like kind of the hot
They
thing.
kind of were
like,
the hot gym for there.
She goes, yeah, my dad be owning Bally's. I was like, why do you live in Aurora? She was like, because my mom's from here. My dad wants me to like grow up like my mom. It's just like dumb shit like that.
Yeah, always a lie, always a bullshit.